Welcome to the first new book releases of November. Hi, I'm Morgan, and there are so many books on this list that are at the top of everybody's anticipated releases list. It's crazy. And we're going to be starting it off with the big hitters in fantasy. Full disclosure, I'm going to mispronounce things. Real people's names, real places, I will mispronounce them. Fantasy ones, but definitely, please don't hate me for it. And also, this is the second time that I'm filming this video, because when I was editing it, I was like, you had coffee. Why was your energy level this low? Why did you just seem like you hated everything you were saying? Like even one that I'm looking forward to reading, I was like, nah. Okay, but let's get started with the books. The first one up is Spirit of the Wood by Kristen Britton. This is going to be a short novel set in the world of her best-selling The Green Rider series that tells this backstory of fan-favorite character Lauren Mapstone. It says it's perfect for longtime Green Rider fans eager for more of the world or for new readers discovering the realm of Sarkodia for the first time. This action-packed feminist fantasy is a must-read for lovers of the genre. Next up is Tonight I Burn by Catherine J. Adams, and I will have a review video up for this on Wednesday. Thorns, tides, embers, storms, and oars. All 5 covens are bound in servitude to the tyrant High Warden of Hallstatt. Penny Albright is a daughter of the Thorn Coven, forced to patrol the veil between the realms of life and death. Each night, one Thorn Witch, and only one, must cross the veil by burning at the stake. Each morning, that witch draws on their magic to return. Failure to follow the rules risks the veil and risks them all. But one morning, Penny's favorite sister Ella doesn't return. Now see, that's just mean right there. And that night, determined to find her, Penny breaks the rules. She burns in secret, and she discovers that all isn't as it seems in life or death. I'm not going to read the last little part. Please, that is a spoiler. I say that's not right because they call her favorite sister. Their circumstances regarding that. But as I said, I cannot say things right. I don't know why. My mouth is getting away from me. We're just going to go on to the next book, The Darkness Before Them by Matthew Ward. These are dark times for the kingdom of Khalid. Khalid? As the magical mists of the veil devour the land, the populace struggles beneath the rule of the ruthless noble houses and their uncaring immortal king. Kat doesn't care about any of that. A talented thief, she's pursuing one big score that will settle the debt that destroyed her family. No easy feat in a realm where indentured spirits hold vigil over every vault and treasure room. However, Kat has a unique gift. She can speak to those spirits and even command them. She'll need every advantage she can get. Kat's not a hero. She just wants to be free, to have her old life back. But as rebellion rekindles and the war for Khalid's future begins, everyone, Kat included, will have to pick a side. And now for everybody's most anticipated ones. Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, which is the sequel to Fourth Wing. I still haven't read it. It says Violet may have survived her first year at Bazigrath War College for Dragon Riders, but this epic adventure is just heating up, an electrifying follow-up to a brutally addictive fantasy. The first year is when some of us lose our lives. The second year is when the rest of us lose our humanity. Xaden Royerson? Please don't hate me, people. I really want to read Fourth Wing. I know that Violet, our main character, wants to be a scribe. She's going to college to be a scribe. I love that. But somehow she ends up in the Dragon Rider course. Probably her mom's fault, because her mom is just like this epic hero. But Dragon Riders are meant to be strong and hardy, or, they die. Dragons don't choose weak people. And everybody wants the spot that Violet has, and apparently so all of her classmates are against her, and she has chronic pain issues. I've heard it's really good representation in that fact. But we will move on, though, to our other highly anticipated Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. When an injury throws a young battle-hungry orc off her chosen path, she may find that what we need isn't always what we seek. What's a thwarted soldier of fortune to do? Spending her hours at a beleaguered bookshop in the company of its foul-mouthed proprietor is the last thing Viv would have predicted, but it may be both exactly what she needs and the seed of the changes she couldn't possibly imagine. Still, adventure isn't that far away. A suspicious traveler in gray is a gnome with a chip on her shoulder. A summer fling and an improbable number of skeletons prove Merc to be more eventful than Viv could have ever imagined. You guys have no idea how many times I had to say thwarted soldier to get that not to be a tongue twister. Our last fantasy is considered a Gaslamp fantasy, and this is the last in the Last Binding trilogy. It's A Power Unbound by Freya Marzik. This trilogy started with A Marvelous Light, which is described as red, white, and royal blue meets Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, featuring an Edwardian England full of magic, contracts, and conspiracies. And each of the 3 books does follow a different couple. I don't remember the names of the ones from before, but so no, I would still read them in order because I think they're connected. I do believe that the couple, in the second book is like the sister of the one in the first book. We will now move on into YA series continuations, starting with YA fantasy, and this one is the most controversial probably, as it is Nightbane by Alex Aster. It's the book 2 in the Lightlark saga, which was the TikTok thing that everybody either loved or hated. It was a scam. I don't know. If you have read Lightlark, let me know. Was it what you thought it was going to be? Was it? Welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears to host the Centennial, a deadly game that only the rulers of 6 realms are invited to play. The invitation is a summons, a call to embrace victory and ruin, baubles and blood. The Centennial offers the 6 rulers one final chance to break the curses that have plagued their realms for centuries. Each ruler has something to hide. Each realm's curse is uniquely wicked. To destroy the curses, one ruler must die. And I guess this one follows Isla Crown, is the young ruler of Wildling, a realm of temptresses, cursed to kill anyone they fall in love with. Jumping back into another fantasy world, we have Murtagh by Christopher Paolini. Fans of Eragon and Inheritance have waited a long time to return to the fantasy realm of dragons and their riders. Murtagh is the standalone story of Eragon's half-brother, making it perfect for fans of the world, as well as an entry point for new readers. I didn't even know Eragon had a brother. How long it's been since I read the first one. Returning to another longtime series is going to be Vengeance of the Pirate Queen by Tricia Levenseller, as the Daughter of the Pirate Queen series rages on with more romance, swashbuckling, and ferocity from fantastic female lead characters. And this time, the fate of the world is at stake. It's Pirates of the Caribbean meets The Mummy in Vengeance of the Pirate Queen, which follows fan favorite Sorindia and is a must-read for anyone who loves fierce heroines and swoon-worthy romance. Continuing on to a series that I didn't give the best review for the first book, but I will grudgingly read the second one to see if it gets better and things play out in a more logical fashion. It's going to be The Hunting Moon by Susan Dennard. In this series, we follow Winnie Wednesday, who is trying to recover her family's good name and get back into the future that she had imagined for herself, because a few years ago her dad did something that got her family labeled as outcasts, and then he fled. Now see, her family were part of the Hunters Guild. They're not magical, but they're a part of a select secret group, that's the words I'm looking for, of people who actually know that magic and creatures exist in the world, and they are at all of these hot spots around the world where there's a spirit sleeping that puts out these nightmares, and they go out and they hunt the nightmares. And now at 16, Winnie is taking the hunter trials to become a hunter and claim back her destiny. For some non-fantasy, though, we have Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood, her first in the YA sphere. Mallory Greenleaf is done with chess. Every move counts nowadays, after the sport led to the destruction of her family 4 years earlier. Mallory's focus is on her mom, her sisters, and their dead-end job that keeps the lights on. That is, until she begrudgingly agrees to play in one last charity tournament and inadvertently swipes the board with the notorious king killer, Nolan Sawyer, current world champion and reigning bad boy of chess. Nolan's loss to an unknown rookie shocks everyone. What's even more confusing, his desire to cross pawns again. What kind of gambit is Nolan playing? The smart move would be to walk away, resign the game, but Mallory's victory opens the door to sorely needed cash prizes, and despite everything, she can't help feeling drawn to the enigmatic strategist. As she rockets up the ranks, Mallory struggles to keep her family safely separated from the game that wrecked it in the first place. And as her love for the sport she so desperately wanted to hate begins to rekindle, Mallory quickly realizes that the games aren't only on the board. The spotlight is brighter than she imagined, and the competition can be fiercely attractive and intelligent and infuriating. That last little part of play on words is, I think it's supposed to be cute. It's a little funny. I don't know. And I love the publisher promotion for this one. It's a rom-com with 2 teens caught in the middle of their family's orchestrated rivalry between their Philly cheesesteak food trucks. All is fair in love and food truck war. Everyone knows that Jordan Palacios and Cindy Ortiz hate each other. According to many viral videos of their public shouting matches, the Palacios and Ortiz families have a well-known food truck rivalry. Jordan and Cindy have spent all high school making cheesesteaks and slinging insults at each other across their shared Philadelphia street. But the truth? They're in love, and it's all just an act for the tourists. When their fake feud lands them on a reality TV show pilot, Jordan and Cindy find themselves having to lie on a much bigger scale. Trapped between pursuing their dreams or their love, can they find a way to have their cheesesteak and eat it too? Continuing on into romance, we start with paranormal romance Slay by Laurel K. Hamilton. This is the 30th entry into the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series, which started off not actually all that romancy. But with Anita Blake being an animator, someone who can raise the dead because that's just the ability she's born with, in an America where vampires have come out that they are real and they have legal voting rights. How is she a vampire hunter, you ask? Because she is a state certified marshal that when they break the law or go rogue, she and her type of colleagues are, they can go kill them. They can hunt them, but they have to have broken the law first. In the first several books, Anita is mostly working as her animator job and working with the police to help solve paranormal sorts of investigations. So I do highly recommend them. I'm somewhere in the teens in this series that's now to book 30. I should catch up. The last one that I read is I don't know. Moving on, though, into a billionaire romance series with Love redesigned by Lauren Asher. Julian, if I ever caught fire, Dahlia Munoz would fan the flames with a smile. So, when she returns to Lake Wisteria, I fully intend to avoid the interior designer, at least until my meddling mother exploits my savior complex. The faster I help Dahlia find her creative spark, the sooner she will leave town. But while I was busy getting rid of Dahlia, I overlooked one potential issue. What happens if I want her to stay? Dahlia. People say the devil has many faces, but I know of only one, Julian Lopez, my childhood rival and family frenemy. I vowed to steer clear of him while recovering from my broken engagement, but then the billionaire makes an irresistible offer. Renovate a historic house together and triple our profit. Our temporary truce becomes compromised as we face years' worth of denied attraction and mixed emotions. Giving in to our desire is inevitable, but falling in love, that isn't part of the plan. I should really try one of her books and this next author's at some point because they both sound interesting in a spicy, steamy way, The next one is Hunt on Dark Waters, which is a new trilogy from author Katie Robert. Evelyn is a witch with a perfect storm of impulses, terrible taste in bed partners, sticky fingers, and a lust for danger. After she steals from her vampire ex and falls through a portal into another realm, she's fished out of the waters by a band of seafarers and their telekinetic captain. She's immediately given a choice, join their ship's crew or die. Bowen has no memory of his life before he became one of the Sirawen. I'm going to put it up here somewhere so you know why I can't say it. He and his band of pirates are bound by vow to patrol through Threshold, the magical sea between realms, keeping the portals to other worlds safe. When he rescues Evelyn, he doesn't expect to be attracted to the unflappable, brassy pickpocket. The longer he spends in her presence, the more he begins to question if his heart is the next thing she'll steal. But as tension heats up between Bowen and Evelyn, and the danger at sea escalates as well, because Evelyn has no intention of keeping her vows to the something. And if she betrays the crew, both she and Bowen will pay the ultimate price. I can't say whatever that is. Our last genre of the week is going to be mystery, and we are starting with the fourth book in the Shady Hollow series, Twilight Falls by Genu Black. In this one, we are seeing Vera embroiled in a case involving star-crossed lovers whose affair may have turned deadly. And this series is following animals in a cute little village called Shady Hollow. And in the first one, Vera is a fox who has a nose for news. And she goes to investigate into the first case, which is where a curmudgeonly toad has passed. And the more Vera finds to this town than she ever suspected, it seems someone in the Hollow will do anything to keep her from solving the murder. And soon it will take all of Vera's cunning and quickness to crack the case. It's always sounded so cute, and I've heard great things, and I don't know why I've never tried to read it. Moving on, though, we have a short story in the Finlay Donovan world. This is Veronica Ruiz Breaks the Bank by El Cosmino. This one is a hilarious short story diving into Finlay Donovan's partner in crime, Vera's past. Anyone can spot a window of opportunity, but not everyone can manage to fall straight through one. So I was looking at that past that she's hiding from Finlay, that Finlay's only a little bit found out in the last book. Our last book of the week is called The Manor House by Gilly McMillan. Childhood sweethearts Nicole and Tom are a normal, loving couple until a massive lottery win changes their lives overnight. Soon, they've moved into a custom-built, state-of-the-art glass barn on the stunning grounds of Lancott Manor in Glastonshire. They have fancy cars, expensive hobbies, and an exclusive lifestyle they could never have imagined. I promise I read. But this dream world quickly turns into a nightmare when Tom is found dead in the swimming pool. Was Tom's death a tragic accident, or was it something worse? Nicole is devastated. Tom was her rock, and her beautiful barn, with all its smart features that never seemed to work for her, is beginning to feel very lonely. Let's not read the next part because it's a mystery, and we shouldn't get too much there. That's all for this week's list. Hopefully this came out much better and you enjoyed it, and you will go now check out my end of the year book tag or any of the unboxings. And if you subscribe, you'll be notified about the review popping up on Wednesday. And every Monday we do the new book releases. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're finding something awesome to read today, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.